you check the children. Show a little match sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes. That is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Hey everyone, welcome to the horror show. I'm Cecil, Laird,
the Wolfman.
and we are here to do a review of The Wolfman from 1941, starring Claude Rains and Lon Chaney. And this is a Patreon request from Seth T. Miller. This is one that we've had to do for a long time as a commentary, and then Seth requested a review, so this is our post-commentary review. I am gonna probably air them in that order. So we did a commentary if you missed it, suffice it to say. But I have never seen this film before until this watch, so that's my spot going into it. And what about your history? I know we went over it in the commentary, so just briefly.
Yeah. So this is my bajillionth time watching basically The Wolfman. I grew up with it. It was my first horror movie I owned as a kid that was bought to me by my father. So yeah, it has a very special place in my heart. Obviously, it's dated, but it's those building blocks of what we have for the werewolf myths and things like that was taken from the folklore and legends throughout various timelines and things like that. But this movie definitely solidified that silver bullet, the pentagram mark of the beast, if you're bitten you become a werewolf thing. That's where this originated, kind of that building block, and then spread. That's
cool. Overall thoughts on it. I thought it was okay. Again, my problem is it's so long. I'm 43 right now, and that's the first time I'm seeing these movies. It's I've seen a lot since, and while I get that this is the basis for everything, I was just it was okay to me. I shouted out during the film, the production design is incredible, and the acting is great for the most part, and so I appreciated aspects of the film, but the Wolfman stuff is really lackluster when I've heard about it for so many years. And I'm just seeing it. It's just him creeping up to trees and then kind of attacking one person in a very sort of tame way. There was not much viciousness to this Wolfman or anything. So
hell, even if you look at Dracula and stuff like that, he wasn't necessarily vicious. Yeah, he killed people and things like that, but it was still considered horror. It was terrifying.
He had a charisma, though.
He did. He did.
Yeah, but I get it. Yeah, this for an audience that has never seen anything like this, I can see how it was scary
shocking
at the time and everything. Shocking.
It was shocking. Yeah.
But yeah, that's my overall thoughts. You obviously just covered that it's one of your favorite movies.
I do enjoy this movie. Obviously, like I said, it does it's dated. It does have its problems, but it was. At that time, these were big budget movies. The transformations were new. They were exciting. Those screen lens transitions. They were in a sense not necessarily ahead of its time, but they were doing so much new stuff where it was holy crap, what else can we do with film? But yeah, especially with the transformation scenes, obviously. With the makeup application, they didn't have all the prosthetics and the animatronics that we have, American Werewolf in London, for example. So you had to basically take your block shots and do your scene of your actor sitting there, do up the makeup, do another run, have them do another makeup, have another run. That's how you basically, and then you cut it through do your transitions, and obviously, for the time, it transitions nicely for those times, and it was shocking, it was dramatic, a man turning into a beast, kind of thing. But yeah, but even with that, you got the practical effects done by Jack Pierce. You can't deny they weren't well done and looking for their time. The paw and feet prosthetics and stuff like that. You can see kind of the little lines and stitches underneath, but it looked good. The black and white definitely helps. And I did mention in the commentary, it was I would like to see a colorized version would be kind of cool to see. But at the same time, I feel it might take away from that dark brooding that they were getting or putting across for this film.
Yeah, I get you. And yeah, the effects for the time were definitely cool. I mean, especially, you know, in the era where Planet of the Apes it came later and still had, you know, unemotive faces. This is a cool piece, at least. Unfortunately, the sound design, you know, obviously being from way back then, left a little to be desired, but not because of the design, but because of the choice to use dog sound effects whenever he was there.
Dogs
growling, dog snarls. And it's like, bro, at least use a wolf, you know, or something. Make it sound scary, because it didn't. To me, that didn't sound scary. So that was, I guess, one of my grievances with it.
At this point, though, you're so desensitized to that because you've seen so many different styles of the growls and the grunts through different werewolf movies. Yeah, they've now perfected it.
Yeah,
you know, they're figuring their shit out.
Yeah, definitely. I get it. And then, you told me that the time we saw the wolf, it was actually the German Shepherd.
Yeah, so the dog that's in the Jenny death scene is actually Lon Chaney Jr.'s dog, Moose, his German Shepherd. And then obviously that big wrestle scene is just a fake large wolf. That big
wrestle scene. And the one angle where he does this a couple times.
He's like, "Oh, you son of a bitch! Ah, here my stick."
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, the story was, you know, obviously this well, not obviously, but it's this guy. I don't know what his name is. Talbot, right?
Lawrence Talbot.
Lawrence Talbot goes home to see the family estate and his father, who tells him that he's going to be the one taking over the estate. And when he gets back there, he creepily looks at a girl through a telescope, which again, I said during the commentary, this is one of the things that wouldn't fly very well today. But he spies on her and then goes and acts like he's psychic. But anyway, so he's trying to woo her, and then it turns out that she's already engaged, and so that's a through line of the film. And then he's out walking her one night, and he hears someone get attacked, and then he goes to try and help, but he gets attacked, and then he starts to become, you know, a wolf.
The Wolfman.
Yeah.
But also, too, is like, you notice, like, they never actually referred to him as the Wolfman in the movie at all once.
Right.
But also, too, there's that, the cameo by Bela Lugosi as the gypsy, who initially becomes the werewolf and attacks Lon Chaney.
An actual wolf, not a wolf.
It is,
man.
yeah, you know.
So
he's still turned into a wolf.
Yeah.
He's a wolf man.
And then, but the production design and the camera work, obviously, with the limited capabilities that they had, there was a lot of good one-shots and, you know, a good utilization of the design, the production design around them and stuff like that. So I feel like all that was very well done. It's just, with all that I've seen up to this point, it's tough for a film that old to kind of hang with a lot of the things that I've seen.
No, it is true, but like you can't deny like the elegance of how they shot it. Presented the films. Like those elements definitely still hold up. Those elegant, like, nice little shots, like, especially to the amount of production design, like we were talking about. Just like, don't get me wrong, even today, like, elaborate sets are having to be built, but so much is relied on CG enhancements, CG worlds, and things like that. Yeah, those craftsmen and those jobs, they're not as heavy as what they used to be.
Right.
So, like, you got, like, giving credit for how those sets and the backdrops, painting, like, especially having to paint those massive backdrops, like back with Frankenstein, things like that. Holy shit, those were elaborate. Those were crazy cool.
Yeah, they definitely were. It's a solid film, obviously, for what it was, for sure. And you can tell why it's a classic, because it did so much for the whole werewolf subgenre. And so I appreciate it on that level, for sure. Don't get me wrong. It's just, you know, compared to Dracula and Frankenstein, which are the only two I've seen so far besides this, I think it was Dracula and Frankenstein, or was it Dracula and the Invisible Man?
I'm not sure.
I think it was Frankenstein. Either way, I've done two so far. I know Dracula was the first one, and then I did the second one, and then we skipped ahead to the sixth one. So I'll go back and get through the others eventually. But that's why it's Cecil versus the Universal Monsters, because it's tough for me for some reason.
Yeah, not all of them are going to be like winners. There's going to be better, and some are going to be better than others.
Yeah,
things like that.
But yeah, so there you go, guys. That's going to do it for our review. Thank you very much to Seth T. Miller for requesting this one. The link to our Patreon is in the comments down below. If you're not a patron yet, feel free to check it out. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
Rob the Wolfman.
And remember, stay scared.